Hello, and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show right here is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is great to be back today. It's Tuesday, December 1st, 2020. We have one more month in this crazy year. It's absolutely nuts. Talking about things that I step on, I literally said that I was doing a 5-part series last week, and I ended up getting to the second part, and then break came, and I had a inspiration to do a video yesterday, so I want to get back on track and do part 3 of marketing for voiceover. And so today we're just going to talk briefly about email marketing. So if you know, in the first 2 videos, we talked about freelance websites. Okay, how you could sign up on freelance websites to get work. We also talked about in the second video how you could sign up on pay-to-play work sites like Voice123, Voices.com, VoiceRealm, just like that. And I put out a podcast yesterday about some of my things on Voice123 recently, which, by the way, I just got a job today. Strangely enough, I got a job on Fiverr today from someone who found me on Voice123. And they actually listed what they found on Voice123, and then came to Fiverr and bought from me on Fiverr. Now, mind you, you might think that, oh, hey, wait, that makes sense because it costs more on Voice123. Actually, it's way more expensive. Like I charge the same everywhere. I charge the same on Voice123. I charge the same on Fiverr, and so it was like about a $200 job. For only a few words, right? Because I charge a decent amount at this point in my voiceover career, and they could have bought from me on Voice123, but instead they bought from me on Fiverr. And it's just interesting that they chose to do that because they could have worked through Voice123. But the reason why I'm telling you this, though, as we'll move on to email marketing, is that it's important to be everywhere. Right? That's why I'm talking about this marketing and not just one place. You'll hear a lot of people talk about how, I'm just going to be on one place. I'm going to market here. I'm not going to do work over here. I'm only going to go to one place. I'm only going to do one type of marketing, or I'm only going to, put my services one place or try one thing. Well, the challenge with that is that's not how everyone works and everyone operates. Everyone doesn't just operate with one thing, right? We look all over the place. This happens to me a lot, and it's been happening more recently where people are finding me on Voice123, they find me on Voquint, and they come to Fiverr. I tell you what, those sites, I do feel for them a little bit, although I don't feel bad for Voice123 because they're making a lot of money off of the voice actors, like paying up front, right? But, people are going to those sites and then coming to Fiverr to buy. And you have to wonder, why are they going to Fiverr to buy? And again, first glance, you think, well, maybe it's pricing. It's not pricing. I think it's the platform itself. No one talks about how good the platform is on Fiverr. Right. That's why Upwork is trying to, has implemented the gig stuff, because they know that it's easier for someone to go on there, simply make a purchase. This person made a purchase, didn't contact me. They made a purchase. They just listed my link to my profile at Voice123 and said, hey, we were listening to these. We'd like it to sound like these. I just think that's really interesting to me that they came to Fiverr and purchased from me, even though they found me on Voice123. We could have worked through Voice123, but you don't really buy through Voice123. You know what I mean? You do it internally, and they decided they'd rather work through a platform. This is just important because, we've worked so hard, all of us, to say, okay, these platforms, these things are great, but we want to work one-on-one with clients outside of platforms where that is nice. It's a great gesture and a grand idea. All right. And it was the way it's been done for many, many years. I'm just telling you, I'm finding more and more clients want to work through platforms. Anyways, there's the telephone. Sorry about that. All right. So anyways, getting back to, that was my cue to move on, Anthony. So getting back to email marketing. All right. So the third thing we're going to talk about is email marketing. And, it's funny because I just mentioned people want to work through platforms. So the key with email marketing here is this is where we go on to like Google and we search for video production companies, we search for audio production companies, e-learning companies, et cetera, and we basically find these companies' websites. We go on there and we look for email addresses. We look for ways to contact them through email. From those email addresses, we look through the website. We do a couple of quick turnovers of looking about information. How do we, what are they into? What are they doing? See if we relate to anything, look at their about page. And from that, we send an email, more of a personalized email. Now, that's the bare bones of it. Is that going to get you great results? It's about 50-50 because you're going to be doing general emails, not specific emails to specific people. Some of the places might, but more generally, it'll be like info at, video production company A, that kind of thing, right? Whereas if we do something more, which is like the next method of getting into this, which next session we're going to be talking about social media on part 4. But today we can use social media to get email addresses. So I use social media for 2 different ways. 1, getting email addresses and contact information, but 2, also building a brand, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. But today it's getting email addresses. So sites like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, all these sites, they give you access to people. For example, on Instagram, if you were to message you type in hashtag video production companies, right? What'll happen is you'll pull up a whole bunch of video production companies. You click on one of those video production companies, and what it does is it takes you to their page. And on that page, they will usually 9 times out of 10 have an email address, right? Or a phone number to call them. This is a great way for you to find addresses. Same thing with LinkedIn, right? You go on LinkedIn, connect with someone. Once you connect with them and they agree to connect with you, it gives you access to their contact information. And 9 times out of 10, that's an email address. Okay, or a telephone number, all right, which you can call and then get their email address, all right? And we'll talk about calling later. But I think that emailing can be a really great way to get personal with someone. But I will say this, that I found that unless you are going to be able to send out, and I want to make this caveat, I'm not an expert email marketer, but unless you are going to be sending out over 1,000 emails, a month or more, okay, blasting emails out, you're going to have to really tailor the emails you send out specifically to certain, to the people you're looking to reach, and personalize them by saying like their name, you know what I mean? In the their name, hello, so-and-so, you know what I mean? I was just checking out or I really agree with you on this, or, you've got to personalize this stuff. All right. So when we're talking about email marketing, there's 2 types of ways. We can blast emails, or we can really flip that funnel and really dive into a few companies or to a few people where we can actually find the people's names and target them specifically. I think about you should do both, because you're not going to be able to find as many on both sides. You might as well put them together, because I'm a big advocate. And our job then, so here's the rub, and I'll leave you with this. At this point, you're like, okay, well, that's a lot, Anthony. You're saying get a whole bunch of emails, blast out emails, find people's real names and their internal email addresses for their jobs and stuff, like their own specific email address as opposed to the business email address. That's a lot of work. And the answer is yes, it is a lot of work. But here's the thing. As a business owner, your job is now to come up with the solution of how to manage all that. I'm going to give you something that's going to blow your mind here, and you might not have thought about this. Look to work with people from Fiverr or Upwork. I know this sounds crazy, but if you stop and think about it, that's what we're doing. People are going there and working with us, and we are super professional. So people on those sites, people on these sites that we're on are going to be professional too. Are there other people who are not as professional? Sure. But then there are super professional people. Work with people to help you get email addresses the way I just told you to do it. All right? Don't let them scrape. Don't do scraping, but, coach people through how you want them to get email addresses. All right, post a job. You can post a job. You don't have to go and find someone. You can actually post a job, just like buyer requests. All right, we were talking about marketing on day 1. And also your job is to figure out how to automate this through something like Mailshake, mailshake.com. All right. I think it's .com, but Mailshake is or MailChimp, as a free version, right? Is places where they will send out emails for you and automate the process. Your job as a business owner is not only to figure out the system, but how the system is going to work automatically. Okay, so that we don't have the time to just do it all ourselves all the time, because it can be a full-time job. Any one of these things, marketing is a full-time job. So we have to figure out a way to do all these things and be able to do the work when it starts rolling in. All right. Listen, I hope this helped. Today was day 3, email marketing. You're blasting emails. You're finding people's internal addresses, like for them at their business. All right. Their names themselves, personalizing it. You're putting the two together and working on automating that so that you can do more with a lot less work. All right. And remember, on day 1, we had, just as a reminder, we had freelance websites. Day 2 was pay to play. Today is email marketing. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into social media and how to get work through there, which I love, because I've built my small little empire through social media. So I love talking about it and helping you with it. Well, I will talk to you then. If you get a chance, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Also, make sure you get over to VO's Journey if you're looking for an entire marketing plan altogether. We just have a new called Voiceover Marketing 101. I think it's the best course I've ever made, as well as our Fiverr courses, our ACX course, all kinds of stuff over there to help you grow your voiceover business. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.